transgressive. So no, I'm not going to bring my kids to that. And for all this talk of inclusion, I would say that persons who are gay, persons who are whatever, they are allowed to come to the baseball game anytime they want, anytime throughout the year. But you have to kind of make a decision here. If you are saying this is what we're doing, it's not inclusive. In fact, you have to make a decision. Are you going to just exclude, small letter O Orthodox Christians who have traditional Christian beliefs about marriage and sexuality and tell them, we're going to have a night where we're basically rejecting all your viewpoints and having things there that not only, and that's the thing, it's not only something inconsistent with your beliefs. Look, if you want to have, I don't agree with Calvin, I don't agree with Presbyterians, but if it's Presbyterian night at the park, I can still take my kids to the park. Nothing's happening there that's going to prevent me from, being around Presbyterians is not a horrible thing. I'm fine with that. But it's celebrating something specifically that is so antithetical to our beliefs that I feel I cannot even bring my children there. So I think this is a real problem that a lot of corporations maybe need to think about. Certainly Major League Baseball needs to think about, and I think a lot of minor league baseball teams need to think about is, what you're doing in the name of inclusion is actually excluding a whole lot of people. So that's not to get on my soapbox here.
Well, there's a couple of things here.
That's a big thing.
There is your exclude argument, but there's also just the mistake, as you call it, of booking this on the same night as Catholic night.
Yeah,
right?
which is like, what are you doing?
I know. But
it's apparently also hip hop night. They're doing some hip hop night promotion tonight also, which, I guess it depends on the kind of hip hop you're talking about. That might be a little bit difficult to do.
Might be racy.
Yeah, and then I'm looking at the schedule. I mean, tomorrow is taco night.
That would have been fine.
And it's like, yeah, you want to do Catholic night and taco night? Well, geez, that's like peanut butter and jelly. I mean, come on, what are we talking about? That's the most natural combination of all time. But that's the thing is when you're setting up, you're doing this in the name of inclusion, but it's actually it's something that is going to radically exclude a pretty big percentage of the population. Because Christianity is not like some fringe idea here, and I don't think it's a fringe viewpoint for parents taking children to a baseball game to say, oh, you're gonna have drag queens throwing out the first pitch. I don't know that I want to do that. Sorry, and for people less, I'm maybe on, if you want to say I'm at the heart of the vast right-wing conspiracy on the religious right, John Girardi right-wing nut job. Okay, fine, you want to pigeonhole me like that, fine. But there's a lot of people, a heck of a lot more moderately conservative than I am in their religious viewpoints, who also wouldn't want that. So, yeah, I just find that really frustrating.
For the Grizzlies, the Grizzlies want everybody to be included. They want to sell tickets to anybody who will buy a ticket.
Of course, right? Yeah.
And they want every group to know that we welcome you,
sure,
whoever you are. So I get it. They're in business of selling tickets.
Of course.
That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
So I don't blame them. I excuse them, as do you, as this was some kind of blunder.
Sure.
Not just a combination of Catholics and this night.
Sure,
right?
Sure. But it is also, though, a sort of thing where if you've got, I think this is a thing with the LGBT movement, that they sort of tend to excuse things that are just inherently not very family friendly. Like having gay pride parades where guys are walking around like Scott Wiener wearing bondage gear and stuff like that. I don't care if you're conservative, liberal. There's a lot of parents who don't want anything around that. And if that's the approach that they're going to take, it's inherently going to be exclusionary to a lot of people.
490-5858. Let's take a call here. Kevin, you're on KMJ.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I have a son who's a drag queen.
Okay.
And I differ substantially with a lot of the assumptions that are being made. I go to many of his shows.
looks like we're going to play a little game of Who Wants My Lane? That white van might. Nope. They've changed their mind. There's enough of a backup on Herndon that we got a line. Might have a contender in this one, the Subaru. Nope, they turned off their blinker. Oh, but this guy, he just turned it as on. He made it. So my power bank has failed. Left it charging for like 2 days. The reading said 2% power, but unplugging it just powers it off and it resets to 0. So go to Best Buy and deposit it in their recycling bin for batteries. Oh.